With a record at San Francisco's Chase Center of just 17-13 entering a matchup with the Pistons on Saturday, the Warriors own what was just the NBA's 14th best home record. And in Game 1 of a 7-game homestand, the Dubs had an extremely tough task in front of them. The Detroit Pistons were no walk in the park like they usually are. On Saturday night, the Warriors were facing the team with the biggest year-to-year turnaround from 2023-24. The Pistons won an NBA least by far 14 games in 2023-24, but under new head coach J.B. Bickerstaff, formerly of the Cavaliers, and with breakout seasons from first-time All-Star point guard out of Oklahoma State University Cade Cunningham, who they drafted first overall in 2021, and 2024 free agent pickup Malik Beasley, who's second in the NBA in three-pointers made, the Pistons have won 35 games and sit 6th in the Eastern Conference, and they recently had an 8-game win streak. It's a deep Motor City attack with 8 9+ point per game scores. Third-year pro in the middle Jalen Duren, the team's leading rebounder, is averaging a double-double like he did last year, but his field goal percentage is at a career high by far, 70%, which is good enough for third in the league. Detroit, ranking a solid 11th in the league in defensive rating, also has a lot to do with Duren's defensive improvement as that low man. The Pistons' 8-game win streak came without top contributor Jaden Ivey, who's out for the season, but sophomore Ausar Thompson's efficiency has also improved, and he's also leading the team in steals per game, which has helped make up for Ivey's loss. Also making up for the loss of Ivey, Tobias Harris has been extremely reliable on the wing, giving you 14 on 47% shooting from the field. Former Warrior Dennis Schroeder's come in and averaged the team's second most in assists, only behind Cade, of 4.8 per game. Isaiah Stewart's leading the team in blocks, and former Maverick Tim Hardaway Jr.'s veteran presence and extra 10.5 points per game have covered up for this team's typical second option being out. Credit to Detroit's personnel, coaching staff, and front office for flipping the page in the organization's history book and getting this Pistons team with a deep history back to the playoffs for the first time since 2019. The Pistons definitely had some failed rebuilds in the 2010s, but with Cade at the head of the snake, who's posting 26 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds in his 4th season, they're finally headed in the right direction. So as you can see, the on-a-tear Warriors had their work cut out for them. To adjust to Brandon Podziemski being out with back soreness, Steve Kerr started Quentin Post going big against Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren up front. Post immediately made that decision seem like a good one by finishing on the roll. Draymond Green would plant his feet and read this attack to draw the charge. Jimmy Butler would get to his spot for a one-legged midi with finesse. Post finished another bucket off a feed from Steph, while the Pistons couldn't score on the other end. After one miss from Curry, Moody would then tap loose this O board and kick it right back to him for a warm-up J. A nice putback jam from Ausar Thompson finally got the Pistons on the board. Cade then flew to the hole for this contested lay-in. The Pistons then forced a shot clock violation. Jalen Duren was then set up for a lob on the fast break. Jalen Duren muscled around Post, forcing a Dubs timeout. Curry ran off a few screens and hit a midi out of the timeout. Draymond then denied Tobias Harris on the backside. Looking like a young Dwight Howard, Duren would get fouled and finish this layup easily. Guy Santos was left open for this elbow jumper. Hield would snatch this steal and get fouled by Beasley. A Trace Jackson Davis sighting for the first time in several fortnights featured TJD setting up Guy for this and one. The Pistons forced Moody into a bad turnover, leading to an Isaiah Stewart one-handed jam on the other side. Moses then missed this floater, and Ron Hall in the second finished this lay-in to force a Dubs timeout. Butler answered by up-faking on Isaiah Stewart, then driving into his jab step and embracing the contact of Beef Stew for the and one. Butler then got a dime from Post for a consecutive and one. Great feed from Post. In a tie game early on, Draymond drained a key triple off a timely swing from Jimmy. Draymond would then make a perfect entry to a cutting backdoor Buddy Hield. Great cut from Buddy, but the bullet was incredible. Schroeder sliced inside to give his former team a deficit right here. Curry somehow found a way to get loose near the baseline for this jumper, but this finish from Jalen Duren gave the Pistons a 4-point lead. Guy Santos answered with a triple from Brazil. Butler, trusting Moody to hit this shot by kicking it to him from the post, sees Moody deliver by hitting it in the face of Cade. Butler kicked off the second half by tying the game at 54 by hitting a wide-open triple. Curry would then get free to knock this one down before Tobias Harris clapped back with an and one when it seemed Draymond went straight up. Cade then found Duren on the roll for this monster two-handed hammer. The Pistons proceeded to turn the Dubs over, resulting in a transition take foul. Santos would fly over for this incredible rotation to stop Duren at the basket. An off-balance Curry faded away in traffic. Steph reached 25,000 career points on that shot. Congrats to Curry. Curry proceeded to isolate Cunningham, then pass out of a midi to find Jimmy. Cade got those points right back. Malik Beasley would proceed to come to life as he drained a triple, then get downhill for an and one. Cade would then throw down this poster that went in and out. Loondog would get to the hole to get on the board, but Cade came right back and finished right over Looney. It was then Malik Beasley snatching the steal, then taking it in for another and one. Butler would work his way inside and hook up post in the pocket with a mid-air dime. Jimmy proceeded to muscle his way in for this bucket, only for Cade to clap back. Butler then got this and one off a feed from Hield and got fouled hard by Beef Stew. Butler tied the game and gave himself 24 points by hitting this shot in Beef Stew's grill. Buddy Hield then had this crazy one-handed putback jam, but Cade Cunningham pulled up right here to put the Pistons up 3 after 3. Off an entry from Draymond, Curry tossed home this absurd left-handed and one. Moody was then left open by the Pistons as the Warriors swung the ball around the perimeter to find him. Off a miss from Curry, Santos would hang in the air to tap home this incredible one-handed and one before getting the crowd incredibly hyped. Afterwards, Isaiah Stewart would shove Curry, and the two would get heated. GP2 would make a crucial defensive play to tap it away from Cade. The developing Santos drove past Cunningham on the perimeter with a stunning take. This was then somehow called a foul, and the fans plus Steve Kerr were giving it to the refs. Malik Beasley then pulled up in the face of GP2, but Curry responded by banking in a triple from the right wing. Jimmy then forced a crucial Pistons turnover. Beasley clapped back with a triple from the corner and his patented celly. Draymond sailed this incredible skip pass over Beasley to find Curry for this and one, a play which tied the game. Tobias Harris pushed off a few times here, but he would put the Pistons back up too. Draymond mid-air dime to Moody for this goaltend. Butler pulled up near the baseline for this clutch J. But Schroeder would flop to earn this whistle on the other side to foul out Guy Santos. After an air ball from post on one end, Cade would take it down the lane on the other. Draymond Green would then come through under pressure by knocking down this clutch triple. Then Moody would force the steal and the Dubs would get free throws. Green would split a pair. The Pistons went for 2, a questionable decision given they didn't have any timeouts left. Curry was fouled and the Dubs got a stop. When the win was practically sealed, Draymond was incredibly hyped. Then Curry went to the line and went 12 for 12 at the charity stripe. Stephen Curry had 32 and combined with Jimmy Butler, who was clutch, for 58. Guy Santos had 15 off the bench, while Draymond Green and Moses Moody combined for 5 steals, 10 assists, and 16 rebounds to go along with 24 points. The Warriors are 11-1 with Jimmy Butler. Let me know your takes on their win down below. This was your boy DFlow, and I'll see you next video.